What's good YouTube, Steel here, and this video is the 9th and final expert solo battle of the Deluxe Pack EX expansion, and as always we'll be taking it down while using the Pokemon that are specifically the specified type, which in this case is Metal, and only 3 diamonds or less. But before we begin, I'd like to ask y'all to please consider subscribing if you find this video helpful, or simply enjoy all things Pokemon Pocket, as this is all we do on this channel. Now back to the task at hand. I'm going to be fully transparent. You can probably put together any combination of 20 cards and take down this battle. The AI has zero clue on how to use this deck, and even if they draw absolutely broken, it would be a miracle for them to play it out correctly. So it's almost unnecessary to break what they're doing down. Your worst fear is if they break or only have Hole or only have Lugia and have the 3 exact energies that they need for the Lugia. Because basically, given no choice but to play it correctly, it's probably the only chance they have to do anything. But more often than not, if they draw multiple playable cards, they will mess it up. Examples from testing as well as the gameplay that is in this very video include but are not limited to using Leaf and not retreating, using Elemental Switch to move an energy from a Pokemon that they're actually trying to build up. Like they'll move an energy from a Hole to a Lugia that doesn't have the proper energies and just like be like, yep, that's my turn. And not to mention their energy placement off Hole is super questionable off of a Phoenix Turbo attack. I've had them have Lugia and Zeraora in the back, and when they attack with Hole, they'll put the water energy on Zeraora. Like, it's all over the place. This deck is insanity. Ultimately, as long as the deck you use abides by the parameters of the task, you will be able to complete it in no time. And the list that worked for me is Bisharp, Skarmory. When our opponent is as wild and unpredictable as the Lugia Hole deck we are facing, the best thing we can do is be consistent as possible. And Bisharp, Skarmory definitely fills that role. Despite none of our Pokemon hitting too hard, they are both basics that knock out any baby Pokemon left in their way. Plus, the aggression they bring tends to outpace Hole. Not only are we able to apply a lot of early pressure, but with Giant's Cape attached, both Skarmory and Bisharp are able to survive an attack from Hole, which at times is more than enough to either close out the game or establish follow-up that will eventually lead to the victory. I wish I could give more insight, and trust me, if you stick around for the gameplay, 1, thank you for sticking around, and 2, you will see that as calculated as my list is, it truly feels like they are beating themselves most of the time. It doesn't even matter what I'm playing, which kind of affects the point of this video, but I guess letting you know that it's just as valuable as like showing you a deck that's like super consistent or whatever. With that, I want to thank y'all for watching. Please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro. First, not ideal, especially depending on like how they start. It could be like we're in danger already, but I guess we could lead Skarmory. You see, had we gone second, Pawnyard or Skarmory basically guarantee the knockout on Magby before they could already, like now, they're gonna, we could get cooked. Is long story short, right? They could establish Hole already turn 2, well, their turn 2. So turn 4 technically of the game, and there's not much we could do about that. We'll stay here. We're not playing communications, so we just could put everything down. There's no reason to hold anything. And the reason I'm holding off on Helmet is because they're not attacking next turn, that's 1. And 2, if we're able to find Cape, it would be much better because Skarmory doesn't get knocked out. By that I mean could survive an attack from Hole if we have Cape. Let's see, they got a Pokeball. Zeraora is huge. Perfect. Okay. Dodge one there. But this is an example of one of those challenges where if they have the nuts, like if they have the Lugia setup, there's only so much we could actually do. Like if they set up Hole turn 2, like if they had Hole here, like what are we genuinely supposed to do about it? Here we go. The Zeraora swings for, I think we got a target. We could get the quick knockout on Magby, or start getting some damage on the Zeraora. Obviously Helmet now. Let's see here. We got Magby to hit us for. Let's do it like this. It also like takes away from their ability to ramp a Hole. That's if they don't just back out into the Magby again, but yeah, because we are weak to electric, or at least Skarmory is, right? Lugia, we love seeing Lugia. Lugia struggles to actually do anything to us. So throw out a Leaf. Let's see if they actually use it, because another thing they're known for is throwing away cards, whether it's E-Switch, whether it's Leaf, whether it's ramping with Magby, like they just, it's all over the place. They play it so awkwardly. The Cape does actually help them here though. Let's see if we can find Bisharp. for follow-up, we found Guzma, but it won't work for a little bit. Although it'll work for next turn, right? So let's start setting up with Bisharp here. When do you think they'll introduce King Gambit, I think it's called? The third form? Okay, so full value on the Guzma. That's pretty solid. And no hole, so... And then another leaf thrown away. It's one of those where, like, you're watching this... If you got to this point of the video where you're actually watching the gameplay, first of all, thank you. Thank you for getting to this part. But second of all, like... What, like, at this... Like, if they play like this, you could play anything. You could play any combination of metal decks, and... What are they gonna do? Like, I don't know. Like, clearly, if they're playing like this, there's nothing to worry about. But then you'll have examples, which if it happens, you know, I'll keep it in the video. If during my recording session right now, recording gameplay, if they just draw the nuts and knock me out in like turn 2, I'll leave it in the video. But it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, what is this? We have a Bisharp ready to go once we draw it, of course. We don't even need to use red here. It'd be a waste. If anything, it'd be better to use double red on the next one. Because they're already in range. They're out of capes. I do not recall off the top of my head if they have healing. I don't think so. Put down a Mantag when they probably grabbed the hole now. I don't know. We went with the Cyrus that we're playing. Bisharp was great here. Repel. We could just guarantee, almost guarantee a win with this. Let's just go here. Actually, no, we're short damage. Whatever. That red wasn't correct. We should have just repelled and taken out one of these, but... At this point, not much of what we're doing matters. Well, if we draw Bisharp, it's just game. Or the Cyrus, there you go. We had, what, 6 cards left in deck off before that Cyrus. And Cyrus, double Bisharp, all were winning draws, so... Let's just swing for 50. And that's example number 1. As you can see, all you really need is a deck that consistently does what it needs to do. For example, like this one where you're just aggressively swinging with either Skarmory or Pawniard. The fact that with or without Bisharp you're able to knock out the baby Pokemon is huge. They have just a really hard time playing the deck. The AI does, I mean. So yeah, let's just jump to example number 2. Alright, for example number 2, we're going second this time, which is the ideal start. Like if they open a baby, we get the knockout immediately. There's Pichu, and luckily we got Pichu with an lightning energy, so it's not as an aggressive start, as aggressive as it could be. Because let's say they have Lugia, and the baby in front is able to add like the water, and like let's say they had Pichu giving the lightning energy, and then the next energy they have is water, and somehow like there was a way where this start could have been worse. This is like the best start that we could see. Is us going second and then being stuck on just one energy type when clearly the deck needs more. Alright, so we got the Bisharp now, guaranteed as well. Research, we're still looking for candy, but that's nor here nor there. Well, that's not, there you go. Alright, and then we got we knock out the Pichu, and now all we gotta do is swing at this Lugia until it falls. Pretty simple. We'll try to find Cyrus. We'll try to figure it out. We'll get it. Yeah, so it looks like we're not seeing the... It's not making it to the video a clip of me getting bodied by this deck, because... Look at the energy types. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the deck profile. Yeah, we're probably better off with it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but this deck has triple types. This deck, I mean their deck. Their deck is playing... All 3, it's just crazy, I don't know. No words for that, honestly. This Pokeball has another target. We could technically back out. But I think we're better off just swinging for 30 here. Like, we could back out to Skarmory here for 50, but this is the better play, or at least it feels like the better play. Okay, I'm glad... First of all, them seeing pure lightning is crazy, especially having 3 But I'm glad y'all see this elemental switch. They just be throwing cards out like well, you saw it in the first game where they used Leaf twice and didn't retreat a single time. Right, let's go Bisharp. Debating what to do here, because if we repel, they'll probably just send out Mantike. Let's just get our damage in. We could even hold the red. There's the Leaf, but they would need a second switch for this to even matter. But they go for the Mantike. No words. Again, we went with Cyrus. If we top deck Cyrus, we got it. Like, and they could have given the water energy to the Lugia so they could swing with the fire that's coming. Like, trust me, it's just crazy. Best part though, we just drew Cape, which means not even Hole could one-shot the Bisharp, so we're doing great right now. Let's establish the second one though. And could either take this knockout or get aggressive with repel, which is I'm leaning towards this. They send us this one perfect. Let's go red. Maybe a little too aggressive with that, but if they find a second Cape, we could top deck a Guzma or we could top deck another red. Like there's ways around it. Let's see. Leaf again. Probably going into the baby Pokemon. Yep. At least this time they are actually switching, right? Alright, so they got that whole setup. We do have repel. It's gonna mandatory. Yeah, let's see, although, real talk, our best bet is actually holding the repel. Get the knockout here, so then they lead Hole. The Hole only swings for 100. We're left with 10 HP. We repel it out of the way, and we can knock out either one of the ones in the back. So that's the new game plan. I was about to be aggressive, but there's no reason for it. They were just backed out to Mantike and then delayed it even further. Ah, tough. Yeah, 0 aura saved them there. Unless we draw Cyrus, then the game's over. That's actually pretty good. Let's go. Alright, same mentality as the last turn. Hole can't knock us out. For some reason they gave the energy to the Hole instead of the Lugia. I don't make the rules here. Could have read there, but it's fine. And thanks to Red. Look at the energy placement. I'm glad y'all are able to see. Because maybe if you just do it once, and you like, let's say you follow this video and you're able to beat the challenge once and never look at it again, you don't get the amount of reps to see them play like this badly. But in what I don't understand how they got it. Like, I don't know, the coding is just way off. Like, there's no reason why that whole charge 0 aura with the water energy. Like, it is what it is. All right, so again, thank you for watching. I hope you see that. Realistically, let's say they even draw the bananas once. If they even play it correctly, it'll be like a miracle. All it takes is probably like 2 or 3 chances, and you'll figure it out. You'll be able to beat it with this deck. So at least I showcased like how crazy the AI is. Who knows? Maybe months from now, a new player click back to this video and they somehow updated the AI to play a little bit better, and then in that case, I'll have to make like an actual deck that's geared to beating this. But all that matters is being as aggressive as possible, swinging, knocking out as many babies as you can. With red, knocking out the EXs, and it's easy as that. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro.